Blood supply of mammary gland, important from point of view of surgery, of course. There are three main arteries we have to think of: internal thoracic, axillary, intercostal. Let's take a look. So these are all arteries you are aware of. Here is the internal thoracic artery branch of first part of subclavian. Its branches pass through second, third, fourth intercostal space, form medial mammary branches, supply the mammary gland. Some of these can become very large and dilated, forming large perforators. Especially large perforator may be seen in the second intercostal. Sometimes such large perforators from fifth and sixth space also come to supply the mammary gland. On the lateral side, superior thoracic, lateral thoracic artery. The lateral thoracic artery forms the lateral mammary branches supplying the breast from lateral side. Some branches can also come from thoracoacromial and a few from posterior intercostal. But the thing to note is that there is a lot of variation in this. In 50% cases, intercostal arteries have negligible contribution. In 30% cases, axillary artery itself has negligible contribution. So most of the contributions coming from internal thoracic. In 18% cases, they have the same equal contribution to supply of mammary gland. So there is a lot of variation, and it must be, all these variations must be looked for and explored before the surgery. What about venous drainage? Do the veins correspond? Basically, venous drainage results in a circulus venosus, from where blood goes to axillary vein, internal thoracic vein. But some of it goes to posterior intercostal vein, to esophagus, to internal venous plexus, and through that to various bones of the body, clavicle, cervical vertebrae, humerus, everywhere. And this is the explanation for retrograde metastatic spread of cancer to bones. I enjoyed taking this lecture. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope it helps you in your future studies and surgeries. Thank you. Bye.